She had watched the Miss America contest a few years back at her babysitter's request and knew some sort of talent, speech, and prancing about the stage was needed to win. The speech was, with her studious mind and persistent desire to learn, that her classmates had coined brown-nosing, would be the easiest she felt of the three, and Amy set about brainstorming a good topic. While it seemed that everyone had talked about saving the rainforest, plants and trees they have never seen, and far-off places most will never vacate, Amy thought of horses and their local value, their gleaming coats and wild eyes, with their gentle neighs and bulging muscles, and decided that if she were to prepare a speech, she would entitle it, "How Glue is Not for You." Motivated, Amy went upstairs determined to prance. She put on her black one-piece, a favorite she had since she was 9, and posed in the mirror, her belly round and protruding, her flat chest looking even flatter above the stomach. She knew she shouldn't have eaten that cake with the extra whipped cream after dinner, gorging her face in front of the television screen, but she couldn't watch television without eating, a family tradition her and her brother had started in the which started in the afternoon, and with 4 pieces of toast and a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, to chips, popcorn, and dessert at night, since television watching was what their mother called their hobby and their only extracurricular activity. It did, however, nothing for her figure. Amy went to her dad's tool shed to get some supplies. She had seen this on an after-school special once, and sucking in her breath, started wrapping duct tape tightly around her middle. She hoped that the air in her chest would give her some breaths, but realized that though puffed up, she needed definition, and went to the bathroom for some toilet paper. Before, right? She stuffed the balled up paper on each side to form 2 distorted and squishy lumps that only looked right from the side. But no matter how she smiled or posed or whatever angle, Amy did not feel right, and not just physically. She knew she had used horse hooves to make her look like a woman, and a stupid one at that. And thought maybe, speaking about the rainforest and the cutting down of trees for useless products, when the toilet paper for breasts made her think otherwise. She'd go as herself, she concluded, having been taught by her Sunday school teacher that God wanted us to come as we are, and if that was fine for God, well then those judges would have to answer to him. So now for the performance. Amy had no clue. Nothing of her skill could be said on stage without causing physical injury. She had once played piano when she was in 1st grade, but all she could remember was Mary Had a Little Lamb and a few notes of Clementine, nothing compared to the Bach or Beethoven the other girls no doubt practiced. Her chorus teacher told her once that she had a fine voice, but with 80 years on her and no doubt a hearing aid, Amy wasn't so sure. She decided she'd put it to the test and try her singing at a local supermarket where a boy she knew worked checkout. Though he could not promise an intercom, he told her there definitely would be a crowd. And determined, Amy stood at the entrance and sang in a high falsetto, too uncomfortable for the ears, a rendition of On Eagle's Wings, until an elderly lady, adjusting her hearing aid, asked her, "Should I call for help? Had someone tried to hurt her?" To which Amy, already crimson, matched the bright red savings sign behind her. Even her friend, when the manager came to see what the noise was all about, acted as if he didn't know her and told her at once to leave the premises. The long walk across the parking lot felt worse to Amy than dead man's walking. She was going to have to live another day with this embarrassment and still with no talent to show. Arriving home, blessed that no one had yet heard of her operatic catastrophe, Amy found a deck of cards and tried to shuffle like they did on TV. A card sharp. That's what she'd be, a regular ace. But Amy was all thumbs. Her brother witnessed the misguided hand, having walked into the room and laughing, asked if she was playing a solo game of 52-card pickup, followed by his favorite nickname for her, retard. Amy was in tears. She even tried to teach the dog to jump through hoops, but Fido, every single time, went around the side for the biscuit no matter how much she yelled or cooed or petted. Feeling unloved and useless, Amy gave up. Pacing her room from one end to the next, Amy gathered the courage to tell her mother she wouldn't be able to win even if she tried, an idea that her competitive nature wanted to throw up, and Amy did feel nauseous. Stomaching her pride, however, Amy marched into the kitchen to find her mother opening the mail. and she was suddenly horrified. What if they had accepted the application and her mother wanted her to do this? And she decided to stand firm. But when she managed to mutter, Mom, about that contest, her mother patted her quickly on the arm and said she knew she'd do just great, that her daughter was second to none. But I have some bad news, her mother said. Apparently we missed the deadline, to which Amy, though mortified, heaved a heavy sigh of relief. Her soul intact, her spirits lifted, Amy glimpsed a knowing smile through her mother's seemingly disappointed expression, but decided not to question it. She did, however, having witnessed her mother's excitement, decide that one day she'd make her mother proud, and that no matter what, she'd find her talent and do a little prance. Happy birthday, Mom. I made it on stage.